Once he has his Satanic, he's going to be incredibly hard to take down. He does deny that tier 2 tower at top, realizing it's incredibly low. Walks by, just gives it the one tap.
So if you're Secret right now, you look at the way the last fight went, like what is the key to disrupting the eHome team fight?
You have to charge on in, hit multiple targets, and not allow that Winter's Curse Phoenix Egg combo to go off. I talked about it early on. I said, it's not working right now, but eventually, if they hit that combination, it's going to be incredibly powerful against the BKBs of Secret, and you're seeing it time and time again. Their heroes are stacked up. S4 is wasting his BKB timer on this, so is Artesian. They have to spread a little bit better and not get hit by so many spells. Also, somebody has to keep track of CTY. It's not even about killing him in the beginning of the fight, but it's about being aware of where he is, who he's going for, and just keeping that. I don't know, it's really weird to say.
He's now got a Lincoln Sphere is the problem. Like, they can't charge him, at least not first. They can't reliably grip him. You talk about keeping him under control, but this Storm it's getting very difficult to even hit once. Oh, they're going to have to do their best here. They do have a BKB inside now. He's going for the courier snipe, and CTY will claim it, taking away.
That's a full AC.
Full AC. Oh, goodness. S4 actually, I believe, still has buyback even through that.
That could have been a huge game changer, though, because eHome, their only real physical damage dealers are that Storm and that Gyrocopter, and that would have really limited the damage that CTY could do, but being able to go for it, and CTY knows that Arteezy's there. I think he knows he's alone, too.
Uh-oh. Arteezy's in pretty deep right now. Illusion's going to scout him on the way out. Do they want to jump for this? Hell yes, CTY says, I would love to make this leap, but he's really committing. Running low on mana. Doesn't have detection right now. He falls in yet again to get the track on Zai, and eHome just hunt after Secret. They do manage back, and they're going to follow this one up. In comes the track. Out goes the homing missile, and Secret get forced all the way back towards the well. Arteezy should be able to make it out here, but he's going to have to hoof it. Just the posture, the sheer posture from Secret, so defensive right now.
Yeah, that was a Storm that ran in with most of his mana and doesn't even care. They're just playing with reckless abandon. They realize the type of position they're in. They want to continue to push their advantage and just not let Secret get back into this game. And Secret, they do still have the heroes to do it, but their supports are going to have to play perfectly. It's going to rely a lot on how Puppey decides to use his Grave, how he decides to use that Weave. The Glimmer Cape on him is still really clutch to be able to save him. The gem is only on the Winter Wyvern, so he has to be really careful about how he casts it. But if they can blow up the Winter Wyvern before he gets his Winter's Curse off, which is what they were doing in the earlier fights, then I still see a really good chance for them in these fights, but that Winter's Curse is so brutal to them.
It's almost level 3 as well. He's getting so much experience on the Wyvern now. About to hit level 16, and he gets a Blink. So now he can be even more mobile in the fights, and not a hero you normally are going to even be able to find for a charge, let alone be able to prioritize it. And Secret. It was something that was discussed by the analysts quite a bit in the early stages of the draft. Was normally they prioritize not only AOE for wave play, but also just a little more team fight. And they have quite a bit of team fight from Arteezy, but as far as lockdown and control, it's just got to be crisp execution from them.
I mean, that's what you sacrificed in the lineup. When they decided to go for that 5-man style where they were going to shut out CTY early, it worked incredibly well just because they knew that eHome couldn't approach them. But as the fights went later and later, once CTY picks up his Bloodstone, you get your level 6 on both of your supports, it becomes incredibly hard for them to take that fight. And I just want to give a shout out to ROTK. That egg in the jungle where he was just pushing it to the absolute limit. We thought he was going to be unable to get off that egg, but it was just such a game changer. And now you're consistently seeing him get it off. You were talking about how he couldn't in the beginning of the game. Now it's just...
and he just goes in deep. CTY punishing Puppey, gets slept up. Will it dodge the damage? No. Loses the gem. Curl. No, they haven't grabbed it yet. He's going to go.
He's going to get for a second one.
CTY with double gems. Literally balling out of control in this game. Styling on Secret, and that is big. The map control advantage that Secret have been just scrapping for all game, it's going to be removed with this pickup.
I'm impressed. I mean, he's just been a monster on this map ever since he's got his item set. The fact that he was able to dive in with 2 heroes backing up that Dazzle, they weren't interested in fighting either. They were just trying to get their Dazzle out of there. That's how they realized.
They even want the TP scroll. It's a bold mission for the courier. I mean, it looks like he didn't quite get vision on it. They're going to send it back in the end.
And eHome.
I haven't seen Secret get out of the map in a while. They've been kind of cobbled into their own base here.
Oh, the second courier snipe!
Again! Lanham striking deep, and this one also with a huge payload. 2,400 gold on that courier. That Secret just can't catch a break, and well, they're looking for more kills. CTY again with the leap, and because he's got the Lincoln Sphere, they can't even focus him down with a Soul Burn in him. They broken. And now looking for Zai as well. They're swinging in from the south with RTK. There's not a whole lot of stuns left. They're going to nether strike him on the way out. Zai says, get me out of here. And they will dodge the call down. Finally, CTY runs out of mana and the chase halts. But the damage is done. And you see the way the game has turned and what it's become. It's become Secret unable to deal with a rampaging CTY, jumping them from halfway across the map, usually solo, with no fear, and the supports just, they can't be on their own.
Yeah,
they can't even be next to their teammates at the time.
The problem is if you decide to split up and farm the map, yes, you're farming a lot faster, but it's liable to just CTY flies in halfway across the map. I mean, I've seen that story before, but if you decide to group up, then he'll just split push, take your jungle, and then you can't gank him. That's what Lanem was for. He was just the guy who took the brunt of the ganks, but he doesn't really care because it's a level 9 now.
Look at this. Are you serious, CTY? Again, he leaps onto Zai and he commits once more with an Aegis. They'll commit a Winter's Curse just to secure this kill. The Grave comes out from Puppey, but Zai doesn't even try to TP. Looks for the charge out. Can he make it? A blink, a leap. You can't run from heaven. All the lightning gods on display here. CTY doing his best Zeus impression will get the kill.
It's so hard to stop him now with 15 Bloodstone charges. It's like 50 mana a second almost. Once he picks up, I think he should go for a Hex next, or even something like the Shiva's gun. I would really like the Shivas. There's not a whole lot of attack speed items on the side of Secret. Yeah, I guess you have a Butterfly and an AC, but it would help a lot just for the rest of his team. And the AoE effect of the slow as you jump in is so strong in combination with the Storm roll, but man, Secret, look at their positioning. They have to 5-man together at all times.
You very rarely see this from Secret, even if they're losing the game, but it's just the nature of the Storm in this game. They don't have much lockdown for him, and well, it certainly doesn't help that one of their heroes are dead, but now it's going to be DDC's turn to look for a bit of D-warding. CTY leaves him hanging. Should be able to get that gem vision. DDC's getting a little irritated here. Come on, buddy. Let's clean up this ward. We'll do so. Just missing the regen rune that it's on top, but doesn't have the bottle any longer.
And CTY, he's just going to look to jump one of these supports in the back. He doesn't really care. He just wants to make the fight 4v5 as fast as possible.
And it just makes it so easy for RTK. He can just sit back and wait for a good time to egg. He doesn't have to force it anymore.
CTY does that job for him now.
The Linken's pick feels like it's been a really nice item this game, and it's not often you see a lineup that literally is nothing except single target lockdown, but this is it. As the graph just plummets against Secret. We're now looking at almost a 20,000 gold swing over the past 10-15 minutes. To jump in on Arteezy to start off. They have a Winter's Curse waiting for the opportunity, but DDC patiently holds it, realizing that wouldn't have been a multiple hero curse. They can do this again soon. The Ball Lightning always at the ready. The Vortex coined out in 5, and no real danger so far. The Weave thrown out just to try and deter Eom a little bit at least. But the tracks keep on piling in. 3 heroes now tracked. Once you get the first, like, good luck stuffing the next through.
The big news though for Secret is that eHome have a pretty terrible pushing lineup.
4-step in, they're going to start the fight that way. Lanham looking for the plays to begin it, but it's S4, and he's a little tanky. RTK says, let's go, let's go. Zai is going to be the first man. At the same moment, CTY jumps her on the backside. He looks to blow up the main off the bat, but the men from Arteezy keeps him alive. RTK was kept alive as well. These defensive support plays making a difference, and now the egg! The egg! Boulder Edge going to kill it all the time. They do barely, just barely. Arteezy will pop like a pinata. He's down for 90. It's a buyback again. The sleeps and the saves from DDC make it a difference, and they're diving forward. CTY, life number 2. It's a 5-man wipe. eHome. It's been a miraculous comeback for them. Very well played, and they're not done just yet. They track S4. Arteezy and S4 fighting against the world, but any moment now they could get jumped in. And the eHome chants erupt. We might be in Key Arena, but you wouldn't know it from how hyped this crowd is. S4, the next man jump. It's CTY again and again. He might even go for more here. Objectives. Objectives is the call. Take the racks first. Celebrate the kills later. And that was, well, a 10,000 gold swing. And it might just be the game here. Secret, 3 down for 20. And eHome aren't afraid at all. Continuing to muscle in, press up on the racks, threatening to go into Arteezy at any moment. He's being forced back just by some Wyvern harass while they take down 2 lanes of racks. Secret in grave danger of dropping their first game here on the main stage against a team that came in as an underdog for most.
I mean, we've been talking about CTY this entire game, but YJ has kind of quietly snuck in with a fully six-slotted gyrocopter at the same time.
It's just not as flashy of a hero.
Yeah, you don't really notice it, but at the same time,
it's a lot of damage.
It's a lose-lose situation for Secret because they're worrying so much on the Storm Spirit, but meanwhile, at the same time, the gyrocopter's at the top of the net worth chart.
It feels like these fights are at the point now where even if one hero gets killed, like even if Secret manages to snipe the egg, it doesn't matter because then they're not killing the Storm, then they're not killing the gyro, and then they still lose the fight. And if they focus on the cores, the egg goes off, you lose the fight that way.
Those are the BM Daggons.
Oh, the BM Daggons coming out now.
That's level 4 too.
And considering the way Lanham was hunted throughout this game,
yeah, he's pretty pissed.
It's a pretty good Dagon 4. I mean, normally he'd say this is late, but Lanham will take it.
They can smell blood. I mean, if there's any signal that eHome know they have this game wrapped up, it's the fact that he decides to go for the level 4 Dagon. Supremely confident right now.
BKBs are dropping low now in terms of duration.
Yeah, okay.
Dagon gets stronger late game.
He could buy a Hex.
They have an Orchid, okay,
He
Blitz?
could buy a Hex.
Touche.
Alright, Secret, they're going to go for the GG.
This is the desperation smoke. Do they get the initiation? They're searching for it. Could be a great winner's curse. DDC's going to hold it. They go into DYF as well. And they keep Arteezy in position. The egg's there in the middle of everything, and nobody's focusing it. And Storm's going to go down. Puppy on the run. It goes off. Kaboom! And Zyme next. He's surrounded. There's the GG. But Secret will die before they can get out of this game. Another 5-man wipe. And a devastating takedown on our second match of the day.
And what a game it was. That Storm Spirit, that's what I'm talking about. The Storm plus Bounty Hunter combo, you really can't underestimate that in Secret. I mean, they just kind of look stunned right now.
eHome's got a large and very vocal fan base here. I was not expecting that, but man, they really stepped up for their fans, and the fans really appreciating it. Secret